I'm really enjoying my course so far. Hello, good morning everyone. Sorry I kind of disappeared from here for like the past month or so. Honestly, I've been finding it kind of hard to like balance my life a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And I think I need to like prioritize spending time on things that I enjoy, like making YouTube videos, because I do enjoy this. And yeah, so I thought this week I'm gonna try to like do a little like daily vlog or like day in the life type of vlog and show you what happens on my online school like life, because it's very different to the beginning of uni now, like when I did my last vlog. So yeah, I'll show you what I do. I'll show you what like different types of classes we have. I'll show you what my favorite ones are and to discuss all of that stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna try and like get back to my schedule of posting videos every Sunday or Saturday or whatever I used to post. And yeah, so currently it is 7:40 in the morning. I have a seminar at 8 o'clock, which is 9 o'clock in Malaysia, so that's why it's not that early, it's just that it's 8 o'clock here. And it's on clinical reasoning, so I'll kind of explain how everything works in my uni, like how do I teach and stuff. It's something called case-based learning. So what that means is that we get introduced to a case and we kind of learn everything about that case and also everything related to that case. So our first case was hypertension. So we also learned about like the complications of hypertension, like aneurysms and things like that. And it was a very short case because it was just an introduction to the heart, whereas now our second case is cardiac arrest. So we learned a lot more about the heart in detail, and we learned more about like the different like heart diseases you could have, and there's a lot of them. So the main the main case is a story, and it's based around a patient, and you kind of follow through their story, like how they started, what they presented with, what like investigations the doctors do, how did they find out what was going on with the patient. So the patient that we're following has an MI, which is a heart attack, and yeah, well, he had a heart attack, so like the story was following his like journey of like how did he go from like having hypertension in case 1 to now having a heart attack. And yeah, so they introduce the case, and then they kind of go through everything else about the heart and like all the different investigations, all the different like pharmacology, so like all the drugs used to treat all the different heart diseases, and then also the physiology of the heart, and then all the like clinical things, so like all the different heart diseases. So it's quite a lot, honestly. I feel like it's very like dense and there's a lot of material to cover, but I like the system because what it means is that we don't just have lectures that link to the topic, but we have seminars and things that are like clinical skills or clinical reasoning. So clinical skills is like learning how to build rapport and like take a history and things like that. We're just learning the very introduction-y things because obviously we're not like at the level where we can start diagnosing things yet. So I'm just gonna change hands because my hands hurt. So yeah, we have that for clinical skills, and then for the other seminars we have is like we had one on Monday which was ECG. So they showed us a bunch of different ECGs and we had to discuss and like not diagnose, but like yeah, try and diagnose what was wrong. I quite like the seminars because they're very like interactive, and I feel like I learned the most in the seminars. But there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to everything. So I will discuss more on that after the seminar. For now, today we have a clinical reasoning seminar because we are at the end of case 2 now. So clinical reasoning is basically like they'll show a summary of like some storylines of like a patient presented with this, this, and this. So you kind of like have to reason and show how you get to like the diagnosis part. I don't know, this is my first clinical reasoning seminar, so I'm just guessing from what I read on the email that we got. So I think what happens is that we get given the story, and then we have to decide what investigations to do, and then once we decide, I think the tutor will like show us what the results were, and then we have to like deduce the result from the results, like what the patient had. So yeah, let me open up the document and then kind of show you what it says. Also, yeah, I forgot to show you, this is my setup. So yeah, I live on the 9th floor, so I have kind of a nice view ish. It depends on the weather. Like, it's pretty gloomy today and it's pretty foggy as well, so you can't really see like the buildings all the way at the back, but normally you can. I normally have my laptop and then my iPad in front of me as well. And yeah, I take notes on my iPad and I like watch the stuff or the PowerPoints and things on my laptop. So that's my setup. Okay, so I just opened the document and yeah, basically I was right. So we got given a storyline. So there's a patient and we get their age and what symptoms they've been experiencing. And yeah, we have to follow the storyline and decide what the patient has. So we have things called self-directed learning, which it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's self-explanatory. It is what it is. It's literally self-directed learning. That's what it is. What it means is that throughout the case, we have the thought sessions, which are like the seminars on Zoom and I don't know, like the lectures on Zoom, or the anatomy sessions, because those are taught in Zoom like synchronously. And then we have the asynchronous self-directed sessions, which are either pre-recorded videos or like text tutorials, and I'll show you the difference between those again after my seminar, because it's gonna start in like 5 minutes. I'm in the waiting room right now. So yeah, they also made a note on this document that we have to have finished these 4 self-directed learnings before this session, which I have. I was just checking, I was like, wait, have I done all these 4? Cause yeah, so we also have the case roundup later today, which again, I'll go through after my seminar. I'm gonna just talk about everything after my seminar, okay? But yeah, we have to have gone through these 4 self-directed learning sessions, and I've done that, so I'm prepared in a way. But I am a little bit behind. I have like 3, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry. I have 4 self-directed learnings that I haven't finished yet, out of which I think I'm gonna get 2 done today after this seminar and before the roundup. And it's okay, I'll finish the other 2 tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that is everything I have to say today. I mean right now, cause you know me. Cause I haven't talked on here in a while. I feel like I have like so much to tell you and so much to say. But yeah, I'm really enjoying my course so far. I think it's very much different to what I expected. Sorry, I had to change hands again because my hand got tired. It's very much not what I expected, and that's probably because of like so many different things. Like, I think one being the whole like it's online and whatever, but other than that, it's also very like different to how I thought we were going to be. Sorry, my camera ran out of space. But yeah, it's very different to how I thought we were going to be taught. So yeah, it's been interesting though. Like, I've really been enjoying it so far, and I can't complain. I'm just really happy to be here. I think like to finally be studying the things I want to be studying, and I think like knowing that I'm in the process of like becoming a doctor, it's just like what I wanted for like quite a long time. So finally being here just feels kind of unreal in some ways, and also just really exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with my seminar. I will check in back once I'm done with the seminar and show you what I'm doing after that. Bye! Hello, okay, that was a very long session, but I really enjoyed it. I think that was like my favorite session we've done in the last 6 to 7 weeks. of uni. I think it's been like 6 weeks. Okay, so it's like 10:30, which means that the session ran a bit over time. It was supposed to be 2 hours long, and it ended up being 2.5 hours long. Partially that was because the lecturer had a bit of like Wi-Fi problems and she dropped out of the call at one point. But yeah, okay, so what did we do in the session? We had a storyline, so that's what I kind of explained. So we had the storyline, and then we got told like specific things, and we had to figure out what we wanted to ask. And when we asked stuff, more information would come out. So we had to ask what we wanted to ask, and then that's how we would get the information that we need. So like, for example, the patient came in with chest pain, so we had to like ask what's the nature of the pain, like where is the pain, what's the type of the pain, how long does the pain last for, all that kind of stuff. So there's like a mnemonic to remember the questions that you need to ask associated with pain. And then you have to decide like what you think it could be based on just the information you gather. So that's just asking the question about the pain, but also asking things about the history of the patient. So like their past medical history, their social history, so if they drink, if they smoke, if they have taken any medication, if they have any other conditions we should know about, or if they have any family history of conditions we should know about, so things like that. So yeah, we kind of did this whole like interview process. Obviously it's a fake patient, it's just a storyline. The lecturer controls what information we get at what level. And then we decide what investigations we want to do. We decide what we should look out for in the physical examination. So if it's like a chest examination, we have to like listen to the heart sounds, listen to all that kind of stuff, like look for any indication of like if it's a bruising or something on the outside, is it like muscular or skeletal, or if it's like, if you can't see anything on the outside, then maybe it's like more internal structures that are affected, so things like that. So yeah, very interesting, very cool. I feel like it was the first taste of like what our lives will actually be like when we're actually doctors. So that's why I really liked it. Yeah, oh my god, I feel so happy. Like it was really good. Okay, so now I'll take you through the rest of my day and kind of talk through some of the other types of seminars, or we have another seminar in the afternoon, that's the case roundup, so I'll tell you what that is later. For now, I have to finish a couple of the self-directed learning, which I said that I have to finish. Probably not going to finish all of them because I think I have 4 left to do. And the case roundup is in like 4 hours or so. So I'll probably only be able to do 2 within that time. Yeah, so I'll just do 2 and then I'll finish the other 2 tomorrow because I have a sort of a free day tomorrow. And yeah, I've been sitting for like the last 3 hours, so I'm gonna go and like walk around for like 5-10 minutes to just get some movement and move my muscles a little bit, and also get a snack because I'm a bit hungry. And yeah, okay, I'll check back in when I'm back and show you what the different tutorials and self-directed material looks like. Okay, I've had a bit of a break. I had a snack, I walked around, I drank some water, and now I'm gonna do one of the lectures that I have to do. So that's a self-directed lecture. So I'll show you what that means and I'll show you what that looks like. So the lecture is already pre-recorded. So you can see here it's a video, it's 40 minutes long. Okay, you can see that it's 40 minutes long. So I've already downloaded the slides and exported it to my iPad, so it looks like this. And I usually just annotate the slides. That's how I take my notes for lectures like these. So yeah, I'm gonna do this and then I'll show you what other types of SDL we have in a bit. So other than the video self-directed learnings, we also have text tutorials. So I'll show you what that means. It's basically you go through like a tutorial. Like it's like an online, like it's on our online learning environment. So you just go through it and there's like text, there's pictures, and then you answer questions at the end and stuff like that. So I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what one of the text tutorials looks like. So if I just click on like chapter 1, then it should open up to the page where we have the thing. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. There's like text, there's pictures, and then like at the end there's a quiz. So I'll click to this quiz. So there's quizzes and then you answer the question. So I've already answered the question, so that's why it's showing you the answer, because I already answered it. But if you don't answer it, then it doesn't show you the answer yet, and then you have to submit your answer and then it gives you an explanation. So yeah, I got that one right, and then there's like whatever, yeah, so there's a bunch of questions. Yeah, that's how it looks. So if I had to pick between like the self-directed material that's pre-recorded videos or the text tutorials, I have to say that I prefer the video ones, because I know personally that I'm more of a auditory / visual learner. So I prefer having like, I prefer listening to things and I prefer watching things, like especially videos. I love videos because there's like a mixture of the two, so it's auditory and visual. Personally, I hate reading. And I find it really like passive, and nothing really gets through to me when I'm reading. So even if it's a text tutorial like the one I just showed you, I usually end up having to like read it out loud to myself to like understand things. Luckily the content of this one was pretty simple. It's just like the different investigations you can do in terms of like radiology. So it's like MRI, CT, X-ray, ultrasound, those kind of things. So it was very like basic stuff. So it didn't, it's not something you have to really teach yourself, like difficult concepts. But when it's like something difficult, I have to look on YouTube for like videos to explain it to myself, because I can't sit there and read something for like 2 hours and like nothing's going in my brain. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like different people have different preferences, and it all comes down to like what you prefer. So if you know what kind of learner you are, then you might prefer a different method or the different type of thing. But personally, I prefer the videos because I like learning. I like learning through hearing, and I like learning through like looking at things like pictures and animations and things. So yeah. And then if I had to pick like synchronous on Zoom or asynchronous like self-directed, then obviously again I would choose synchronous on Zoom, because that like aligns with what my learning type is the most. So like it's very like interactive, it's very auditory, it's very visual, and yeah, like I just feel like it's the interactive part is the part that really like helps me the most, because like answering questions and getting things wrong, like it actually helps you to learn, and you're like engaging in the learning rather than like passively watching something, because sometimes that can also be passive, or like passively making notes on something. I feel more inclined to pay attention and like be more engaged during a Zoom call than I would if I'm just doing it myself, if that makes sense. So yeah, it kind of does suck that we have a lot of stuff that's self-directed, but in a way, I realized today the importance of like having both, because the clinical reasoning seminar that we had, like I had to use all my knowledge that I've gained from the self-directed material to understand the clinical reasoning behind like the faults, the fake patient that we had. So yeah, I think like that was the time when I was like, okay, now I feel like I'm motivated to like, I want to do the self-directed learning, because then I'm going to be able to understand these things more, as in like in the future cases, because obviously for this I did do all the ones that were required for that clinical reasoning session. But yeah, I mean, this is like the best situation it could be. Like if everything was on Zoom, I think it would make it really hard as well, because time difference and timings, people have their own routines, people have different working styles, but this kind of gives you a bit more flexibility, so you can decide like how you want to chunk it up or break it down, and how you want to work, and how much time you want to spend on something. So it's kind of nice in that way. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to compare it to, because I don't know what it's going to be like when it's actually in person, because I can't compare it to my undergrad. It was very different. Like I would say my undergrad had less of these seminars and more just lectures. Yeah, I think we had very rarely seminars in my undergrad, so I feel like that's why maybe I wasn't so engaged, because I didn't feel like I had to like use the knowledge I was learning. It was more just like learning, and then exam. So I like this, because I like that I'm constantly like every time we have in every case that we've had, there's more than one seminar. So there's the clinical skills seminar, but there's also the clinical reasoning seminar, and then there's like the investigation seminar. So we had like the one on ECGs, Yeah, I just feel like it's more interactive, and it makes me feel more like inclined to want to learn it, rather than if I'm just passively doing lectures and lectures and lectures and lectures and studying for an exam. Yeah, so I'm gonna get on with this and then have lunch, and then do the other one that I have to do today, and then I'll have my case roundup in the afternoon, which I will tell you what it is later on. So I thought I'll quickly just come and explain what that means. So a roundup is usually like kind of like a summary session. So they kind of summarize everything that's happened throughout the case, so all the stuff that we're supposed to learn, and then they ask you questions. So last time we had something called team-based learning, which what they did was split us up into smaller groups, and then we had individual testing of our knowledge. So we answered questions via this response thing. It's kind of like Kahoot, but not really. Yeah, not really. It's not really like Kahoot, but sort of similar, the idea. And then we got split into teams within those smaller groups, and we had to collectively like discuss the questions and pick one answer per group, and then those answers would be sent back, and then we'd see the correct answer after all that. It's like a weird thing. I don't really know how to explain it very well, but today I've just seen that we don't have TBL for case 2 roundup, so I think it's going to be more like the clinical reasoning seminar we had this morning. They've given us some ECG recordings to look at, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to like there's gonna be Q&A, there's gonna be like multiple choice questions to answer, there's gonna be the ECG stuff to like, I don't know what's it called, what's the word? My brain isn't working. Like read the ECG and describe what's wrong or what's not wrong with it. But yeah, I'm very tired today. I didn't get much sleep last night. I was kind of struggling to sleep a little bit. So I'm just gonna like do the roundup and then just chill for the rest of the evening. I'll probably do something light, like instead of doing lectures, I'll finish up my assignment. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Okay, hi, I just finished the case roundup. It was really cute, like at the end. They wished us all a happy Diwali, and that's pretty cute. Like I've never had my university wish me that before, obviously because I was in the UK before my last degree and it's not a public holiday there, but in Malaysia Diwali is a public holiday, so the lecturers were wishing us at the end, which is really cute. So they already released the 3rd case, which it looks a lot harder. It looks a lot harder. It looks a lot worse than case 2 because there's a lot more self-directed learning. I feel like it's just getting gradually more and more with each case, which is fun, great. Yeah, but I'm not gonna worry about that until Saturday because tomorrow I have to finish up the last like 2 things that I have to do for case 2 and do the formative quiz. So at the end of each case we have a formative quiz, which is it's just for our own knowledge really. It's not for anything towards our grades, but it's to test our understanding of the material that we covered in the case. So that quiz is open for a week. So I'll probably finish up, sorry about the dogs, I'll finish up my learning that I have with the 2 lectures tomorrow, and then I will do the quiz either like tomorrow or on the weekend at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening for us in the online med school journey so far. And yeah, I'm gonna go work on my assignment for the rest of the evening because it's due on Monday, and I'm gonna try and finish it today, and then like maybe go back to it on Saturday and edit the last few things and then submit it. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I'll try and come back and do more of these, and I have some exciting videos coming out in a couple of weeks maybe. I'm trying to plan some stuff with like my friends overseas, so let's see if that works out. Bye.